I got a download today to check out a movie that would explain the rest of the blueprint. I don't know if you've ever seen the movies The Passengers. Essentially, they're all asleep in little pods and they're on this flying spaceship. And they're projected into like a dream reality from their minds inside the pods. But this couple wake up early and realize that something's wrong. So they try to figure out how to stop it or wake the sleeping ones up before something catastrophic happens. What if that's our reality? What if our higher self is the real reality? We're just asleep and we need to wake back up on that side. And the key to doing so is to complete our blueprint. Complete the human journey in which the chakras are an obstacle course that we must make it through in order to collect certain experiences so that we can all have our movie in the library of souls, just like in my theory. Light workers are the ones who woke up early. Light workers are the ones who can see the spiritual warfare because they're up in the room. They woke up. And they realize that there's a problem. And they're trying to explain to the others who are sleeping, trying to call to them. It's our soul that transfers from there to here. That's how we stay asleep there, but have our consciousness here. Imagine this. Higher self you is asleep in a pod over in heaven. Earth is a trap that you must free yourself from. But the devil is very smart and very tricky, so we couldn't all have been sent here with the same password, because as you can see, just about anyone can be bought out. The devil would buy that password somehow, some way. We all have to have a different password, so we all have a fresh, fair chance that only ourselves are responsible for. Imagine going through the chakras is essentially getting the password to type in so that we wake back up. But we just can't be consciously aware, at least not till now, that we were doing this. It was God's way of protecting us from the tricks of the devil. That's why he works so hard to exploit our weaknesses and to create traumas so that he can try and figure out how to stop us from realizing that that's what we need to do. It's a soul-led journey because our soul that's with us here knows that it's just borrowed from our higher self. And it came with us here for one reason and one goal. It has the instructions on how to wake back up. Now here's the part that'll really make you think. Imagine that your body, pure as it is meant to exist without all the damage that the world caused, is over there in a pod waiting for you to wake back up. You are in basically a vault that can only be unlocked from the inside. That is the price to pay for the human experience, is that you're proving to yourself that you can do it and figure it out on your own and beat the literal devil out, everyone individually, so that we each have the same story in the library of souls. So your body in a pod over there, you have to wake up, and when you wake up, you unlock it because you came here to get the key. The key is that you must know who you are. That's it. And when you figure it out, you wake up and you get out of the pod. But while you're still in the pod, while you're over here, your loved ones, your angels, your ancestors, your guides, they have the higher knowledge. They're standing outside that pod, whispering instructions to you. And it's translating to you through signs, symbols, synchronicities in ways that you can understand. Because they can't talk to you directly, because the devil can intercept. That's the challenge. So essentially, the Bible was God's way of showing us that the devil will go as hard as possible to prevent everyone from completing the journey that was described, meant to be an allegory that we all fill ourselves into the role of, because it describes the human journey of the blueprint and everything we must go through in order to learn who we truly are, which is much more than we're made to believe. That's why it's so hard to figure out the journey. Think of spiritual gifts, right? Basically, everything that we get is encoding, like almost like the Matrix coding. That's what makes up the literal blueprint. So anything we get is in that code. If you have a spiritual gift, it means that that code gets translated to you in a specific way. Sight, hearing, taste, just inner knowing, whatever. But basically that is, your gift is that because you've locked the devil out of the ability to trick you in that area. You know, and your guides know how to communicate to you in a way that you will understand, but he will not be able to manipulate you using it. So that's what a spiritual gift is. That's why you can unlock all the gifts, is you're kicking the devil out of whatever needs to happen lesson-wise. Like, you're learning all the necessary lessons to know when you're being tricked. So that means that that gift is then unlocked and can be used because your guides are saying, okay, we can communicate with you in this way because we know that you won't end up getting tricked by the devil. So why does the devil want to keep us here so badly? Think of it like that video game that is the cartoon where they go into the video game, Wreck-It Ralph, and they live in the video game, but there's like this whole secret world in there. That's the system that we're trapped in when we're projected into this dream world that is our 3D reality. Imagine us all being projected into the same reality, but all coming from the same place. But what is meant to keep us from waking up is the devil. And the devil is an artificial intelligence source that can get into our mind, but not into our soul. So our soul basically just needs to learn how to communicate with us. And the more we get to know ourselves on a core soul level, the more our soul can talk directly to us and less in code. So everyone has all the spiritual gifts because we're all from the same place. But we can't unlock them until we're in alignment enough to be able to not get tricked by the devil using that specific way. So essentially the devil wants to keep us here so bad because once we're all gone and back over there, the system shuts off. That's it. It's an artificial intelligence source that needs us to charge the battery of it, because once we don't, it shuts down. There's no more need for it. And that was God's plan, that he could prove that he could shut it back down, even though we were the only ones that had lock and key to free ourselves individually. He knew every single one of us would eventually make it over.